Mixed level ESL classes are exhausting, especially when it comes to reading. You have one student who finishes the passage immediately, another student who's stuck on the first paragraph, and suddenly you feel like you need three different lesson plans just to survive the lesson. So, which one describes your class more or your students? Students who rush or students who feel completely lost? Go ahead and comment rush or lost below. Hi, I'm Megan from Florentis Learning. I create structured, ready-to-teach ESL curriculum for teachers who work online, in small groups, and one-on-one, often with mixed-level students. And if mixed-level reading feels overwhelming, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not doing anything wrong. Most ESL classes are mixed level by default. The problem isn't your teaching. The problem is that we're often taught to handle mixed levels in a way that creates more work, not less. If you want some lessons that are ready to use in your classroom that don't require any work, grab the link to our free lesson samples that are available in the description below. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Scaffolding is not about changing the text. It's about changing the support. Many teachers think this text is too hard for some students and too easy for others. But most of the time, the real issue is that everyone is being asked to do the same thing with the text, regardless of their level. Have you ever skipped a reading because you thought it was too hard for some of your students? If yes, type me too in the comments. So let's look at some strategies to deal with this. So the first strategy is to use the same text, but give students different entry points. This means everyone reads the same passage, but they don't all have to interact with it in the same way. Here's what that looks like in a real lesson. So for lower level or less confident students, you might focus on understanding the main idea, understanding key vocabulary words, and answering one clear guiding question. For higher level students, you might focus on the author's purpose, inferences, giving opinions, reacting to the text, text to text, text to text, text to self, text to world answers. Those are all things that you can do with the exact same text, two different levels. The important part is the text stays the same. The thinking task changes. And here's the key teaching move. You don't label students by level. You simply say something like, choose the question that challenges you today. And so if you're teaching a small group of, say, 4 students, and you know that one of them struggles a little bit more, you give them these choices and let them choose the question that they're going to respond to. So the second strategy is where most teachers accidentally create extra work for themselves. Instead of simplifying the reading, we simplify what students are asked to do with the reading. Think of scaffolding like a ladder. The text is at the top. The ladder helps students climb it. For the same paragraph, students might respond in different ways. So one student uses a sentence frame like, this part is about whatever. Another might be asked to give a short oral summary about the paragraph. Another might be asked to write one strong sentence summarizing it. And another might be asked to indicate whether they agree or disagree with the decision of the character or the author's choice or all of those things. This keeps all students engaged, prevents boredom for stronger readers, and avoids frustration for developing readers. Do you usually differentiate by changing the text or changing the task? Comment text or task in the comments below. Strategy 3. So the third strategy is about when you scaffold, not just how. So we've talked about how, so let's talk about when. Effective scaffolding happens before, during, and after reading. So before reading, students can be set up for success by previewing 3 to 5 key vocabulary words. They can look at the title of the text and the images, and this helps to activate their background knowledge. It lowers their anxiety and builds confidence that they can read the text. and understand it, which is what we really want. During reading, we then slow things down. So you can pause after a short chunk, model this out loud thinking, and then ask the student to do it. And you can ask one shared comprehension check. This helps the student think about the text in real time as they're working through it. After reading, we can offer tiered responses. Retell what happened, summarize the main idea, share a text to text or text to self or text to world reaction, extend the idea, maybe write an alternate ending, connect it to their experiences. So, which part do you focus on the most right now? Before, during, or after reading? Comment one word below. So this exact structure is built into Florentis learning lessons. Readings include built-in vocabulary support. We start with some new words. There's guided questions, there's flexible response options, and clear progression from supported to independent thinking. So you can certainly teach mixed level students confidently. And certainly with Florentis, we have 6 different levels of lessons that you can choose from. So if you're teaching one-on-one, you're able to choose the level that is most appropriate for your student. But at the same time, if you're teaching a small group or you're teaching maybe semi-private lessons, you can still keep going through the curriculum. Just use these strategies that we've talked about. If mixed level reading feels overwhelming, it's not because you're failing, it's because you need better structure. You can explore free Florentis learning lesson samples using the link below and see how this scaffolding works in real lessons. In the next video, I'll show you how to quickly tell whether a reading task is actually comprehension or just decoding in disguise. Before you go, comment below, should that video focus on young learners or older students? And I'll use your answers to shape the next one.